It was great to kind of go back to the original Sid Mead design of the light cycle, which was an open cockpit vehicle. Unfortunately, in '82, they just couldn't create an open cockpit vehicle. It was too complicated for the computer systems at that time, so they had to kind of shell it over and simplify it. So it was fun to be able to, sit down with Steve and look at the original intent of those designs. And, today, obviously, we have the ability to do whatever we want, to kind of go back to that original design and embrace it and do, an open cockpit light cycle. This movie is about finding human connection in a digital world. It's, I think, something that we all deal with every day in the world we live in right now. But specifically, yeah, it's the story of Kevin Flynn and Sam Flynn. Kevin mysteriously disappears in 1989, leaving Sam Flynn, 8 years old, kind of behind, alone. His mother passed away years earlier, so he's really alone to be raised by his grandparents. And his father's disappearance is so mysterious. People don't know if he died or if he ran away. Sam Flynn's just kind of left basically orphaned and grows up his whole life, not knowing what happened to his father. Obviously a little chip on his shoulder, kind of living in the shadow of this kind of iconic figure. And 28 years later, in 2010, Alan Bradley, his dad's old business partner, receives this mysterious page from the old arcade, and he goes to Sam and, feels like it's something Sam should check out. Jeff really embraced the process, as odd as it sounds, because it is odd to play yourself in some scenes against yourself, and also to play with the kind of technology required to capture his performance. We had an array of 4 HD cameras attached to his head, which was kind of covered with dots, and to capture his performance. But Jeff's so good, the imagination he has, he was able to just run with the technology and deliver a performance that's really astounding. For this film, I really wanted, keeping the theme of physicality and materiality, I really wanted the suits to actually illuminate light, so that when two actors get close to each other, you actually see one light the other up. You see the reflection in their eyes of one suit. When they walk through a set, you see them reflect in the floor and light up the walls around them. So it was a huge technical challenge to come up with the technology that would allow us to lay these brilliant light lines throughout these suits and keep them form-fitting and be safe. The music in this movie is being written and produced by Daft Punk, a French electronic band who clearly influenced by the original Tron film, if you've seen their live show or seen their videos. And I had heard that they were interested in this project when I first was attached to it. So we met for a pancake breakfast in Hollywood one morning and just talked about the project. And they really questioned me and wanted to find out what my take was going to be, because it's such an important property to them. They want to make sure it was being done right. And we hit it off creatively and started on the music very early on. It's been almost 3 years now we've been working on the score. And it's this unique combination of orchestra, electronic, granular sounds, all in this kind of interesting layered composition, and at times it feels like sound design, at other times it's clearly score. It has themes that bubble up for different characters. I think we've got over 100 minutes of music in this movie, and it's so tied to the visuals because we had it so early. I just can't imagine this film without it.